And now, I too have the power of a god.
How we doing, everybody? Today we're reacting to a video by Tyler1. This one actually came up on my recommended. This is the only streamer I used to watch that I used to keep up with 2 to 3 years ago when I was playing video games. The video is called Tyler1 Speaks Out about their lost child and Michaela's surgery. Didn't know they were trying for a child, haven't kept up with his life, came up on my recommended. I'm super curious to find out what the fuck the issue is.
What up, what up, what up? We back! How's everybody doing? Me?
Holy fuck, I forgot how loud he is.
Better! But I will say, let's keep it brief though. In case you missed it, the reason why I've been gone for like 2 weeks is because Kayla had an ectopic, I believe it's called, pregnancy. What, T1? Kayla was pregnant? What? You guys are trying for a baby? Yes. Okay? Spoiler alert. Yes. It's about that time that T2 starts running around. That we get little T run around. Yes, bro. We've been trying for about 7 months. Yes, guys. I don't know what it is.
7 months? That's unbelievable. What do you mean 7 months? Oh no, something has to be wrong. This is actually kind of common now that I think about it. A lot of couples try for months and months and months and sometimes even years. Let me make something very clear. If you are trying this long to have a child with your partner, one of you has fertility issues, and fertility issues come from your health. If you are unhealthy, you will not be able to produce children. This is why when you do get healthy, when you start eating more meat, when you start eating raw meat, you want to have kids. Your body is already healthy. You have everything you need. Now that you are full of life, you now want to make more life. But month after month to try for a child, something has to be wrong. And just like every organ and cell in your body, you are what you eat. And if you are made out of shit, you will not be able to produce children. Wow, 7 months is fucking wild.
I don't know if it's like because me and Kayla watch like Amy clips or what all the time. I'm still a young 28. I'm fairly young. But yes, so me and Kayla have been trying.
He looks a little older than 28. 32, 33.
For a child. There you go. Okay? But like I said, she had an ectopic pregnancy, which is, long story short, is it's not. It was only like she was only like 5-6 weeks pregnant, which is like almost 2 months, which isn't too bad if you think about it. It's kind of early. Basically, I'm not a doctor, but I've done enough research. Basically, what happened was, okay, if there's any toddlers in the chat, please mute. This is a little bit rated R. So the sperm, there's tubes, and at the end of the tubes is the egg. When the egg drops, the sperm pushes the egg, and it goes through the tube, okay? And then it goes into the uterus, and then the baby grows. That's how a normal pregnancy is, okay? But an ectopic pregnancy, which is what happened to Kayla, is when the sperm and the egg don't make it to the uterus. It gets and like implants in the ovaries or the something.
Okay, what I'm thinking here is the reason this is happening is, one, because his sperm quality is not very good. He is a streamer, sits in front of a screen all day. EMFs do fry and kill your sperm count. On top of this, if he's not eating a good diet, which would make you more resilient to EMFs, then your morphology, which is the shape of your sperm, the motility, which is how the sperm travels, and the sperm count are all going to be compromised if you're not eating how you're supposed to be eating, making it harder to get your woman pregnant.
Or the tube itself. And as it goes to the tube, it plants itself in the tube. Then it tries to start growing in the tube. That's happened to Kayla, right? And the doctor said that sperm are pretty degenerate. If you look at them under a microscope, sperm are just like, they have something wrong with them in the head. Now, I can
imagine that being the case for unhealthy individuals.
Imagine my sperm. Those guys are probably little hooligans in there, right? So it rammed into the egg and the sperm right into the wall. And it started like growing, right, into Kayla's thing. Well, unfortunately, when that happens, if it's not treated, you get like a shot and it kills it right away, so you can keep your tube. Fortunately, that's not happened with Kayla, and it like grew so long we didn't know she wasn't having symptoms, and it burst into the it burst in the tube, and it like opened the tube, and Kayla was bleeding horribly inside. Actually, like so terribly that her hypoglycemic whatever level is like average at 12. It dropped to like 5.7. So, and I was like, talking about it, bro. So she was internally bleeding terribly. It was to the point where Kayla couldn't even walk. Looking back at it, it's crazy. Kayla couldn't stand up for longer than probably 7 seconds before she would faint and collapse.
His girl could have died because the quality of his sperm wasn't where it was supposed to be. And ectopic pregnancies happen because the sperm isn't getting where it needs to. And the only reason that would happen is because there is something wrong with the sperm. And this is a horrible thing, obviously. But these stories of pregnancies going wrong and C-sections and the mother almost dying and hemorrhaging all just add to the fear-mongering of getting pregnant. When pregnancy is a relatively easy, if not in some cases orgasmic experience for the woman. Now, this would only happen with healthy individuals. If pregnancy was this terrible, this bad, women screaming and dying, why would nature ever design us to want to have sex? Why would we ever want to have sex? By that logic, then sex should also be painful. And if it was painful, then we wouldn't do it and we would die off as a species. In the rules of nature, having painful pregnancies doesn't make sense because you wouldn't want to reproduce. The only reason pregnancies are painful is either the only reason pregnancies could be painful is because you've had them too late in your life where your bones have already ossified, low cholesterol and bad hormonal profile giving you hours of painful contractions, and sitting on your back in a bed instead of getting into an Asian squat or doing a water birth. All of these reasons and all of these practices make pregnancies quite easy to perform. But again, nobody is healthy nowadays. Nobody knows even what the fuck is going on. So they hear stories like these. Nobody wants to get pregnant. This sounds like a horror story. Someone could have fucking died. The love of his life could have died. And now people really want kids, so they're gonna push through it anyways, and that's a beautiful thing, but it should never be this fucking painful.
Every time, no matter what, that's it. So we got to the ER, which, by the way, let me talk about this for a second. I don't want to dangle too much on this because it makes me mad. I get a little bit emotional. By the way, bro, these people that work at ERs, okay, I get it. They see a lot of terrible stuff, and like doctors and nurses, they see a lot of terrible stuff, right, bro? I get it. But you have to act like you care. It's part of the... I'm gonna cuss. Test me. They have to act like it's part of the job, bro. So we get there and we tell them, yo, guys, by the way, she's pregnant. She's having stomach pains. These clowns are probably like, just another young pregnant bitch. Probably is what they're saying. Easy stomach pains, no problem. No problem. Go sit down in the waiting room. We'll get to you eventually. Well, we're there for like an hour. So Kayla, this whole time, by the way, is bleeding. If you want to be honest, Kayla, it's really hard to say, but Kayla was dying. Unironically, like actually, they have she's bleeding. She's dying in the waiting room, right? They're not doing anything. I hear them. They're like laughing, like telling jokes, popping their gum behind the desk.
Oh, that's so fucking brutal. I had an experience like that too, not in the hospital, in the airport. But still, I was in America, and fucking Americans sitting on their asses. My flight was about to take off, and I'm visibly stressed, and they're telling jokes about what they were doing last week like I could give a fuck. And so I go up to them and I tell them, guys, great story, but I need to catch my flight. Help me or find someone who can. And they were visibly shocked. They then called someone that could help me and I was on my way. Still missed my fucking flight. But this experience is very relatable. Talking to customer service Americans that don't give a shit about your situation, incredibly frustrating.
Yes, at this point I'm losing my mind, right? Some girl keeps like walking around doing something like on her like fake talking on the phone. Oh, girl, I wish she would. Like, you know what I mean? So I get up and I'm like, I'm actually, you guys see me on stream, I'm actually very, 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 very calm in person, okay? I don't get mad in person. I really don't. I swear to God, I don't get mad. But when I do get mad in person, it's like a volcano. Like, I get mad. Like, I start shaking, I yell and crazy. So I walk up and I'm like trying to not yell, 'cause I'm not trying to get kicked out. So I'm not trying to yell at the guy, but I'm like, do you guys know when she can get in? I've like paused after every word. And they're like, well, when we have an open room, she can. At this point, Kayla has, okay, at this point when I go up and ask how much longer, Kayla has fainted twice. Apparently she went to use the bathroom, and she fainted in the bathroom. It was a girl's bathroom. I didn't even know. Apparently a nurse walked in, just like ignored her, and then walked back out while she was on the ground, by the way. I didn't know this until after. Thank God I didn't. I would have fucking went crazy. Anyway, so then we sit back down. I'm like, okay, when's the room going to open up? When the room going to open up? Blah, blah, blah. So this was an hour. So Kayla was bleeding internally for at least an hour. in the ER waiting room. Finally, I think it was an hour and 27 minutes that Kayla was bleeding out in the lobby. They finally call her name, right? And at this point, she tries to stand up. She collapses. I have to carry her. I start to like try and...
Oh, this is such a brutal experience to just watch your partner literally almost die in front of you. What the fuck? Nobody should have to go through that experience. But again, I don't think Tyler will ever know the reason why that happened in the first place. And the reason I can be so sure that diet, lifestyle is the cause of this mishap in the first place is because when you look at more natural people, or even maybe you guys have grandmas or grandfathers who've had 8 to 10 kids, all of them without a C-section, home births. But the trend here is that people back then also ate a lot better than we do now. So again, just super unfortunate. Like, I don't wish this on anyone. That's fucking horrible.
Like, lean her on me, like walk her back there. And the nurse is like, does she need a wheelchair? Kayla goes dead weight, so that she falls. Then she's like, yeah, I think she needs a wheelchair. Bro, this nurse walks to the wheelchair. Dude, I'm sorry to say, bro, she is walking to the wheelchair. Not even like a fast sprint, not like a fast walk, not a jog. She's walking to get the wheelchair. Now, I'm gonna lose it, right? Finally, she walks slowly back with the wheelchair. We have to pick Kayla up and put her on there. Kayla's like just like wide-eyed, eyes rolled back, just like can't even. There's not even there in the wheelchair. And the nurse is like trying to talk to her, not even acknowledging that. And the nurses are trying to talk to her. I say she can't fucking talk. Look at her. And this one nurse, I'm gonna get mad. And this one nurse, by the way, is like, oh no, she can talk. She has to talk. This stupid bitch didn't even look her in the face. Didn't acknowledge her. Didn't know that she was unconscious. Didn't know anything. She had the audacity to say that. So at this point, I'm about to start throwing shit, slamming shit. So I just loudly twice, not very simple. I said, "You're all clowns," just twice. And anyway, after it was, bro, I had these.
That's it, dude. I would have torn that shit to shreds. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I mean they're taking care of your dying wife, so I guess you can't really say anything. But oh my fucking god.
So, by the way, for the last week, I like wake up and I fall asleep. By the way, when I wake up for the first hour of the day, all I see is these 3 nurses' face. The wheelchair nurse, the nurse that said
That is called trauma.
She has to talk, and the guy at the front desk. It's literally all I see every morning. It's actually crazy. All the other nurses were great. The doctors, the surgeon, great. All the people that we had, great. The people that took care of Kayla after the surgery, great. So they had to cut out one of her tubes after that. But anyway, I counted, bro, from the point that we got there to the time that Kayla got out of surgery, it was 7.5, 8 hours. Dude! So long story short, not to get into it too much, I'm gonna bring up, bro, what the f*** is NA healthcare, by the way? But you wanna sit here and tell me that my taxes do anything for anybody? Bro, and we haven't got the f***ing bill yet! We haven't got the bill! Dare I see the bill? But what am I paying taxes for if my significant other is in the ER for 2 hours dying? Anyway, so we've been dealing with that for a little bit. Afterwards, it was pretty sad.
That's funny. It's horrible. It's really horrible, but he's funny. Listen, he tells the story really well. He does. And honestly, watching this kind of makes me miss his fucking streams. But what I will say is that all of this, and I mean all of it, could have been avoided if you went right to the source. Most problems nowadays in the world treat the symptoms. We do not treat the cause of the problem. If you do not treat the cause of the problem, you will always end up sick, you will always end up with symptoms, and you will always defer these symptoms to other professionals who, one, probably don't give a shit about you and likely don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You will start thinking that your tax dollars mean something or that they contribute to something. You could call eating naturally, taking care of your health, a form of sovereignty. You now no longer have to rely on anyone. The foods that you eat are perfect. You are perfect. Everything inside of your body knows exactly what it needs to do. And with that, you will never need to rely on anyone. To try and remember stories from your grandson because you have dementia. To not be able to play with them because your legs don't work. The healthcare system is obviously faulty, but it is there to protect the people who are too stupid enough to realize what the actual issue of their health is. Now, did I just call Tyler1 stupid? In some sense, he is ignorant, as are most of us. And hopefully with time, I become less ignorant. This was a really well-told story, I guess. But I guess it would be when you're that impassioned about it and It's that meaningful to you.
Oh yeah, and then after that, after Kayla's surgery, I called my mom, and at this point, when Kayla's already in surgery, I was like, "Fuck it, kick me out." So then I'm like, I am like absolutely yelling in the waiting room. Like I'm talking louder than I've ever yelled while I'm on the phone with my mom, and I'm like cussing out all these staffers, and the police officer was there, and everybody. So this guy like turns the corner after I hang up, and tries to tell me to be quiet, bro. Dude, do they not understand? Like. I'm sorry, but I should be able to yell without getting kicked out of the hospital. Because the way we see it is, again, this is terrible to think about. It's crazy to say, bro, so Kayla was actively dying, and then our child did in fact die, right? So it's like, if I can yell, bro, just let me yell. Like, shut the fuck up. Just let me yell. That's crazy. But,
that's actually, when you put it like that, fucking scream as loud as you want, honestly.
Anyway, so ectopic pregnancies, they don't have any chance of surviving at any point if they don't make it to the uterus. So it wasn't like it could be saved or anything like that. Thankfully, Kayla's all right. Kayla is doing a lot better. We had our checkup today.
Poor woman, seriously. Oh, I feel so bad.
At like noon today, we had our 2-week checkup. Doctor said everything looks good. She's still a little low on blood, so she gets exhausted easily. They said you gotta wait a little bit to try again.
Just give her blood, or give her some raw milk.
And there is a higher chance that it can happen again now that she's had one, but it's like a 10% chance. And dude, for the love of all that is fucking mighty, can we not hit that 10% chance for the love of God, man? I recently saw a post about a doctor at a sperm bank refilling all the things with his own sperm. Yeah, IVF. So if God forbid that ever happens, we have to go there. Bro, I am watching that $1 billion in exposure vessel. I will watch that while they take it to the back room. I'll watch it when they implant it. I will permanently watch.
Okay, wonderful video to react to, guys. I don't think I've ever touched on the topic of pregnancy on this channel. But again, for you to make life, you already have to be full of life yourself. This is an experience most of you, guy or girl, will hopefully experience in your lifetime. You will get pregnant, you will be a mother, you will be a father. And I thought touching on videos like these, which are sensitive, shine a lot of light on this topic that I think there's a lot of misinformation about. Or if there is information, it's compromised to begin with, as in the people who are giving you this information are very unhealthy. I definitely wish him the best. If he's going to have more children, which I'm sure he will, the recommendation, like in most of my videos, is to eat naturally. Liver, muscle meat, raw milk, eggs, fish, poultry. Make sure to get lots of fats, lots of cholesterol, and lots of nutrients in general. And this goes for all of you. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed. Take care.